Uncle Luke calls out Ryan Clark for comments made about rgIII's family.
I do a podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So I have a podcast. Come on tonight about 10 o'clock. What's up, LA? I see y'all. I do a podcast every day. No, not every day. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On my podcast, what's up, official? I was talking about the rgIII. The rgIII Ryan Clark debate, whatever you want to call it. That whole thing. I said on my podcast, which you can find the whole show on my YouTube channel, Uncle Luke TV. I said that Ryan Clark was wrong, and here's the reason why I said he was wrong. I said he was wrong because no matter how you feel about, if there's a debate between two men, I don't care what it is. If there's an argument between two men in the workplace, if there's an argument between two men, no matter what your color is, on the streets, you don't bring the family into it. You don't bring the wives into it. That is what I don't know what the hell went on. Really don't care about what went on. I know that these are two journalists. Two guys that are journalists. Ryan Clark is a journalist. rgIII is a journalist. rgIII used to be on ESPN. He now does a podcast and does his social media stuff. He had an opinion of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, which, by the way, I love both of those women. I love Angel Reese, especially because she's a black woman trying to make it in this world. I see Angel Reese as like a little sister of mine that's trying to find her way. Just trying to find her way in this wide range and crazy world. I look at Caitlin Clark as a young white girl, no different than a young black girl in Angel Reese, trying to find her way in this chaotic world as well, trying to balance herself and not be considered or called a racist, which so many of her fans are racist, but they want her to fall in that trap and be the angry white woman, just like her fans and some others want to call Angel Reese the angry black woman. This has stemmed over from their basketball days. Their basketball days in college where they competed. And there's nothing wrong with competing. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird competed. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird made the NBA because of their level of competition in college. No different than Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. These two young ladies are the face of the NBA. No matter what you say and how you feel, those two are the face of the NBA. No different than Magic Johnson and Larry Bird was the face of the NBA. Those girls are the face of the WNBA. Bottom line, they're going to be criticized by white, black, green, purple, and everybody else. If they walk wrong, if they put on a short, they're going to be criticized. If they walk into an arena, if they get into a tussle, if there's a tough foul, if there's back and forth competition talk between the two young ladies, they're going to be blowed up out of proportion. But where I have a problem with Ryan Clark, because rgIII, and a lot of my friends call me up like, how the f*** can you side with rgIII? He don't know how to be a black guy. He ain't never been a black guy. And all these different things. Well, I can say this to all my good friends who have called me and talked about rgIII. You don't know what rgIII is unless you're with him 100% of the time. You can't say that man don't live the life as a black man. That man don't live the life as whatever you want him to be. Because you're not with him every day. Just like people typecast me. They would swear as women swinging on the chandelier in my house. So you people, you don't know these individuals. Shut the fuck up. You don't know how Ryan Clark living. You don't know how rgIII living. You don't know how none of these people living. Just like they don't know how you living. So at the end of the day, going to this debate and my conversation about this situation, Ryan Clark is dead ass wrong. And I'm going to stand on that. I'm not backing down off of it under no circumstances. How you feel about rgIII, you're wrong. When you're two journalists and you have a disagreement with one other's take, you don't bring the man's wife into it.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
You don't do that. You don't bring his kids into it. You don't bring his family into it. Just imagine if they brought all these top athletes who disagree with another person on TV, or if they're journalists, into the conversation. Hi, Nicole, my long lost love, the woman I'm only with in my dreams. You can't bring that into the conversation, people. Why? Why? Okay, Stephen A. Smith and the other old guy on ESPN, they disagree with who the top 5 is. All of a sudden, Stephen A. Smith could then now talk about his wife, bring his wife into the conversation. That don't happen. So let me go back to this. rgIII wants to bring this man, white wife, into the conversation and basically call him out as a person that's not living a black life. Well, the last time I checked, when you walk out the door, whether you got multiple white women in your house and you're a black man, you live in the black life. When you hop in the car by yourself, you live in the black life with the fear of the police coming behind you and stopping you and hitting you. When you go into the restaurant on your own, or with your white wife, you still live in the black life because you become the black guy with the white woman. You still live that black life. You can't run from it. Your skin tone makes you who you are no matter what. So for this man, Ryan Clark, to get on the thing and say, oh, he don't live the black life, he hasn't lived it in a long time, because we know rgIII, he ain't one of us. Just like y'all said about the quarterback from Seattle who's now at the New York Giants. They said that about him too. It's not right. Two black men fighting against each other. So now, all of a sudden, if you're on TV, new rule in this cancel culture day, if you have a white wife, and now mind you, I have never slept with a white woman in my life, never had a white girlfriend, none of that. Hey, look, at the end of the day, what goes on into your bedroom stays in your bedroom. Who you marry is who you marry. Whatever makes you happy. Yes, Russell Wilson. They said he wasn't black enough at Seattle. Then went on and won the Super Bowl. And then who he married? One of the finest entertainers in the business. Sierra. Y'all need to stop this. Ryan Clark fanning the flames of racism. How could you say that? And how can some of you idiots on here agree with this man? Who he sleep with don't have nothing to do with his opinion. If he feels like, okay, he can't criticize Angel Reese because this is basically what it is. He can't criticize Angel Reese because he has a white wife. Make this shit make sense. So what about the white women on TV who have a white husband? They can't criticize a black athlete? What about the black men that are on TV what about the black women? The black women who are on First Take. I want to call no names. Who are on NBA TV final with the little girl. With the one who won the NBA final? What about her? What about the other little black girl on First Take, who sits up there constantly criticizing black male athletes? What about them?
Thanks for tuning in to 9 Mag TV.